Four Christians in Malaysia have lost their appeal to have their conversion out of Islam officially recognized by the government. The Malaysia Supreme Court ruled that the four Christians should go to the Sharia courts if they want to legally leave Islam. In the past, Sharia courts have not allowed conversion from the Islamic faith. So what now for these Malaysian Christians? Well, joining us from Kuala Lumpur is Eugene Yap. He's director of RFL Partnership. That's a group that promotes religious freedom. Eugene, please explain the particulars of this case and what your client said in court.
There are four individuals, three of which were Christians before. They converted to Islam because of marriage. And through the years, their marriage broke down. And as a result of the marriage breaking down, these three persons now want to renounce Islam and to revert back to their original religion. The fourth person is actually a Malay Muslim from Sarawak, from the state of Sarawak. She, for her own personal reasons, wants to convert to Christianity and wants to come out of Islam and be a Christian. That's the facts of the four persons that we are talking about.
Well, why did they feel it was necessary then to file a lawsuit or to petition the court?
Over the years, they have made several attempts to have their conversion out of Islam legally recognized. They first went to the Islamic religious department to have their conversion recognized, and they were not given any answers. After that, they took their matter to the National Registration Department to have their status, religious status in their ID cards changed. The National Registration Department then said to them that they will need what is called a letter of release. Basically, it's an apostasy certificate from the Sharia courts or the Islamic department to issue them with that letter. When they went back to the Islamic department or the Sharia courts, the Sharia courts or Islamic department then said that they have no jurisdiction to issue such letters. Now, you can see immediately that they are in a bit of a quandary. They go to the National Registration Department. The Registration Department goes to the Sharia courts. The Sharia court says that we have no jurisdiction. So at the end of the day, they have nowhere to go. And on these circumstances, they were compelled with no other choice but to go to the civil court, that's the high court, to have their conversion legally recognized.
Can we expect political efforts then to allow conversion by law? I know democracies believe in religious freedom. You work for a religious freedom group, but it seems Malaysian lawmakers favor Sharia over democracy.
What is happening right now is that with the federal court decision in Kuching, the lawyers for that case, who is handling the case, is now in consultation with the political leaders to explain, or at least to get the political leaders of that state of Sarawak to consider amending the Sharia legislation. Now, why this is so is because in Malaysia, the religion of Islam is a state matter. It is not a federal matter. So the Sarawak state government does have the authority to amend the Sharia legislation to make it more favorable for in situations such as these four persons. That is the political solution that we can hope for. But whether it will work, whether the political leaders will eventually move themselves at the state legislative assemblies to amend the law, it's something that has not been really attempted, but we are still at the negotiation stage. So things are pretty fluid at the moment.
Well, a lot to pray for Christians around the world when they want to pray for Malaysia. I think that's a particular point to pray for. And you have an uphill battle there, so we need a lot of prayer, don't we?
Yes, please. Please remember Malaysia. At the surface and at the front of it, it would appear that Malaysia is a moderate Muslim country. But behind that moderation, behind that modernity that you see in Malaysia, you see the infrastructures in Malaysia is very modern. We are having challenges, particularly in relation to the situation such as these four persons. And the constant battle between the jurisdiction of the civil courts, the Sharia courts, the question of freedom of religion, and is freedom of religion subject to the dictates of Islam and the will of Islam? These are issues that we are constantly facing. And right now, these are the discourse that's happening in Malaysia. So we would appreciate much prayer from the global Christian community. Certainly in the days to come, the question of freedom of religion will become a very important issue and something that will eventually impinge on how moderate and how democratic Malaysia would be.
And I would like Christians to realize that for Malays, not just Malaysian nationals, but for Malay ethnics, very dangerous for them to leave Islam. They're still not accepted in that country. And I appreciate the work you're doing, Eugene Yap, in Malaysia. Thank you for staying up late and providing us with your insights today.
Thank you.